She stormed into the boardroom like a tempest draped in silk. Her perfume announced itself before her words could even escape. Sweet, costly, suffocating. We want our share of this company, she declared, chin high, hand possessively gripping his arm. My husband's arm, though technically no longer mine. He stood beside her, attempting to appear fearless, yet his eyes flickered toward me. Just once, I caught it, that glimmer of regret. Too late. I smiled. Not a single cent silence thickened like fog. The board shifted uneasily. She sneered. You'll regret that. Maybe, but probably not. We had once built empires together. When I met Daniel, I was naive, overly trusting, and dazzled by men who spoke in numbers and strategy. He had ambition. I had vision. Together, we forged something worth $500 million. He called it ours, until he found her, a 28-year-old marketing intern, voice like honey, eyes fixed on wealth. I should have noticed sooner. The late nights, the softened lies, the unfamiliar scent of a perfume I'd never worn. The betrayal wasn't the affair. It was in the signatures, quiet transfers, offshore accounts, a merger that existed only on paper until I traced it. Every line led back to them. They weren't just stealing love, they were stealing legacy. I remember the night I uncovered the final proof, a misdirected email from her, forwarded to me by mistake. Once she left, the company's hours were mine. Burn it all if necessary. I didn't cry. I didn't scream. I poured a drink, opened my laptop, and began creating another company, one they didn't know existed. A mirror image. Same name, same brand, but legally different. Separate registration, separate assets. I transferred every core patent, every proprietary formula, every client under that shell, legally, cleanly, silently. What they kept was a hollow shell dressed in logos. By the time the divorce was finalized, they believed they had one half. They hadn't realized it was half of nothing. The morning after that boardroom showdown, chaos erupted. My phone blew up with alerts, fire alarms, breaking news. I opened the live feed. My old office building was engulfed in flames. Then her message came, "Hope you're watching." Now no one gets it. I rushed over, not out of panic, but out of curiosity. Firefighters shouted, reporters swarmed. The building was gone, devoured by fire. Heat licked my face, and I almost pitied her. Almost. Because what they didn't realize was simple. That wasn't my company. That was the shell, the empty office they thought they'd taken. My real headquarters, my real team, my actual service, sat 5 blocks away under a new name, registered 3 months before the divorce. While they celebrated their conquest, I was quietly building my resurrection. I stood there watching smoke curl into the sky and laughed. At first softly, then fully, the kind of laughter that slices through grief and turns it into power. 2 days later, they were arrested. Arson, insurance fraud, destruction of corporate property they never owned. The irony was almost poetic. Her face dominated the front page, mascara running, mouth twisted in disbelief. His didn't. He had been too busy cutting deals. I didn't testify. I didn't need to. The evidence spoke for itself. The email, the transfer logs, footage of them entering the building that night. By trial's end, the empire they tried to steal was back under my name, doubled in value thanks to an insurance payout they weren't entitled to. People often asked how I stayed so calm through it all. The truth I learned, silence is sharper than rage. Revenge isn't destruction, it's precision. You don't burn your enemies. You let them strike the match and watch what they destroy. In their case, it was everything. Now, when I pass that charred lot, a new sign hangs on the construction fence, "Coming soon, Phoenix Tower." My company's latest venture, a skyscraper rising from the ashes of their arrogance. Sometimes I hear her voice in my mind, shrill and triumphant, "We burned your company down." I still smirk, because the truth hasn't changed since that morning. They didn't burn my company. They burned their own. And from that smoke, I built mine.